Welcome back, Galaxy Brains. We are the Film Lovers Guide to the Galaxy, and today we're going to talk about Disney's live-action reboot remake of Pinocchio, starring Tom Hanks. It's directed by Robert Zemeckis. We all have thoughts. I actually have a big thought on this, and we're going to do a fantasy draft. We're going to draft our favorite Disney characters from animated movies. No Pixar allowed. That's a whole separate category. But before we get into it, you guys know this is how we start our podcast.
So I'm not gonna. The point of this rant is this. Let's say that costs you like $20,000 a year, okay? And the insurance covers $80,000. You're like, oh, it's a pretty good deal. Well, no, you have cancer.
What's the worst thing you'll do for $1 million?
Fuck you! Stop fucking dropping oil into the Gulf, you dipshits. Fucking morons.
Joseph Lee, what is grinding your gears this week?
Bro, I'm having kind of like a mixed feelings about the new Little Mermaid, and it's not because of the fact that she's black.
Oh, no! Good job staying on topic with the Disney theme.
Yeah. And it's the fact that, so, you know, the controversy is this, and for those who don't know, they did a Little Mermaid trailer by Disney, and then, you know, they let her know the person playing the Little Mermaid is a black actress, and for, you know,
Haley Berry, guys, not Halle Berry. I just wanna Haley.
And you know, for today's day and age, for whatever reason, stupid ass reason, it's controversial, even though it shouldn't be. Because you guys got to remember, this is a fairy tale fake story, okay? There's nothing, it's not based off some real shit, so fucking relax.
Whoa, mermaids aren't real, dude?
Yeah.
Actually,
people.
Her skin would not be dark underwater. If anything, she'd be translucent.
Yeah, we should ignore the fact that she's half human, half fish.
No, I'm just kidding.
But here's the thing, though, right? So the big controversy is obviously that there's like a ton of dislikes on it, and, you know, there are people of color and all that kind of encourage people to support this because you want your kids to have, you know, someone to look up to, like a, you know, black Disney princess
representation.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. But my tinfoil is this: Disney and the mouse is an ever-moving, grinding machine. And this was a calculated move. Like, they wouldn't do this without thinking about it a lot. And what the shitty thing I've been hearing about from my friends, and I have a couple black friends, and they talk to their black friends about this, is that they get the feeling that if you don't support the movie, you're a shitty person, right? Like, you know, as a person of color. Mm-hmm. And that seems kind of strange to me. Like, I feel like you should be able to do whatever you want. You should feel free to watch a movie or not. I mean, the movie's obviously, you know, not for 35-year-old males. It's probably not the target demographic.
Correct.
But I just don't like that some people are pigeonholed to saying, hey, I know you have no problems with the movie, but if you don't support this movie and watch it a couple times, it means, you know, you're not that great of a person. Like, that's sort of what's coming out of the you know, the TikTok universe, I guess. Even though it's not the best source of information.
Well, did you see the thing about that, which I'm glad about, that one creator that was like, no, like, white people cannot see Wakanda Forever the opening weekend. This is for us. You should be
the reverse racism sort of thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't want to call it that, but all the black creators are like, oh, this lady is nuts, and you should not listen to her. Kind of like the same thing with like the Halle Berry in the Rain thing. That's a little weird for me, but yeah, it's just I kind of get what you mean, Joe, but I don't know, man. Like that's a tough one because it's like, hey, we should go see it. Because if we don't, and it bombs, they're just not gonna make movie. But I don't know.
I
It's a
I
calculated move.
it is, but I understand what Joe's where your mindset is thinking. Here's I'm starting to get a lot of this with as we get older that like products that are being sold to us is not to us, it's to the kids, right? So if like I said, like you said, if you're like us, 35-year-old men, this movie's not targeted to us. We're gonna watch it because one, we just like watching movies. We don't really give a shit. Like we're going to watch it, right? But I think it's the outrage that is coming from people that I am more disturbed about, because it is sometimes people our age that are complaining about these movies being made, and we're like, it's not for you, bro. Like it's not like this is for a whole new generation. I don't like the direction in terms of how they're making their movies. That's a whole separate topic. I don't care about the casting. I just and we will talk about it when we talk about Pinocchio. But I think that people that say that if you're not watching this movie, that means you're not supporting it. Um, it's it's kind of like saying that. Let's say I have a big project or something that I'm doing, right? And I'm displaying it for the masses, you know, and I can invite anybody. Doesn't mean that I'm marketing it out, but let's say I invite you guys, you know, I don't expect you to show up to something like that, but it'd feel nice if you guys did, right? And I think this is a little bit different because they're making money. I understand that, but I think it's because we have been so ingrained in watching other people's movies that now that there's a movie that is literally targeting towards a whole new generation of kids, of course they want to feel like it's supported because, like you said before, Joe, everything's dictated about money. So if this movie makes money, then Disney will be more inclined to be like, okay, let's cast more movies where we have representation
Do
in.
you?
That's
Here's
I think that's
I don't
where
think that the formula is that simple. I know
it is.
people like to think that, but yes, I think voting with your wallet is very important and everything like that. But I think there's just the equation is a lot more complicated than people realize. Not just like, oh, hey, this is this. You know what I mean?
I yeah. I mean, I am still with the theory that Disney did this with a purely financial reason. I don't think Disney is any way being like, oh, hey, we're going to be humanitarian in some way or
No.
non-profit driven. So
Yeah. The mouse is the mouse.
I think that I have no problem with the direction they're going. I'm just curious to know how it's going to play out. And here's the thing. I think that if I hope it doesn't, but if the movie bombs, it's probably because it's a bad movie, not because it's anything
Yeah.
to do with But then no one's going to see it that way. That's the other
Well,
problem, right?
to be fair, Joe, I watched The Bachelorette, and these seasons with the people of color are historically the lowest seasons. Like I'm talking noticeably lower, like with Rachel's season, um, and the last couple seasons that they've had a person of color. It's like Middle America does not watch this show. It's very embarrassing, but it's just kind of where some. I mean, for a very popular show, I think we can compare that to the Disney audience. You know what I mean?
I don't watch that whatsoever, but I feel like that show is targeted towards white women, right?
Yeah, and I think Disney is targeting white women.
Okay.
Most I don't know.
All
Maybe
right,
not
we'll
with
see how
this,
we'll
but
see how it goes. Again, I really hope the movie's good, just because I like good movies, nothing
I
else.
I know. I think Jared hit on the head that the equation isn't all that simple, but in all our minds, it's pretty simple. If you make a good movie, people will watch it. That's it. Like, so just gotta hope. I'm hoping this is a good movie. People are like complaining about that trailer. That trailer was a minute, and all you saw was her swimming with the song. There's nothing in that trailer for you to be like going nuts about, right? There's nothing.
and like there's so many things that I was like way more that didn't, but like when I say way more, didn't enter my mind that she was, a person of color. But I was like, this fucking better not be another Mulan where no songs, no cool shit. They better not Mulan this, right?
Yeah. No, I understand where what it is. It's like
They could have made Mulan so good.
Oh my god, how good would Mulan be with everything?
Look,
they just took away the whole funny part of it.
I didn't,
and the singing.
Yeah, they took the singing. I didn't care that they went kind of like a more serious route. What I did care was that this is a time where you got all these Asian actors, really big name Asian actors, to come into this movie, and you had them do jack shit. Like, I think that was the biggest problem. Like, they didn't. There's no follow through to that movie. Plus, I'm also assuming they're also trying to appease China, which Disney does half the time.
So bad.
Movies.
That's so bad.
You can't really tell a good story if you're trying to do that at the same time,
But the original singer for the Disney songs still sings. Leo Slonga's still kicking it, doing really well.
But what I'm saying is that yes, they changed how the movie is. I don't really care.
They could have gotten Donny Osmond. He's
not Asian enough. That's what it is.
He's saying, "Let's get down to business, Joe." You know that, right?
Yeah, but for China.
Oh, who cares?
It's not China. He's not Asian enough.
Get Jackie Chan to sing the song. I don't give a shit.
Jackie Chan singing that shit.
I mean, he did in the cartoon version. At least for China, he did. He sang that song, so it's like might as well give him something to do.
All right. Well, I mean, let's cut this rant short a little bit.
Speaking of Jackie Chan, you guys saw the one. You saw the what movie that was him and Pierce Brosnan?
Oh yeah, it was Foreigner.
Foreigner. Holy shit, Joe! You saw that, right?
I actually did not. It kind of fell through the cracks.
Oh my god! I think you would love it.
Very enjoyable.
I thought that Jackie Chan was sort of done, but I guess not. Then.
No, that movie came out in 2017, so it's been years.
I remember when my girlfriend and I went and saw it. The minute Pierce Brosnan came on, she goes, "I did not sign up for Brosnan."
Jesus, what's the problem with her and Brosnan?
I don't know. It was like he fucking pissed in her cornflakes. And it's like a running joke. I did not sign up for Brosnan. I don't know what that means. Watch the movie.
I'm gonna watch that shit tonight. Then
it's so good.
If you guys recommend it,
I enjoy that movie. And let me tell you, the minute you hear Brosnan talk, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
Is this your real accent? Like, what's going on here?
I'm doing it. It's
fucking rad.
It's not a comedy. Just remember this.
I thought it was a straight up action film. Is literally what I'm thinking.
It's more.
It's a character drama, man.
Hey, look, don't ruin it. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. You guys say it's good. I'll watch it tonight. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! I can't wait to read your fucking texts.
That's
my favorite thing, Joe. Low key, I've never told you this. My favorite thing is when we recommend something and you text us about it, and it's
like a rehearsal 2.0. Holy shit! This immediate reaction.
It's like we're rehearsing. Yeah,
it's like a live tweeting on this stuff. Oh my god,
I love it. I love it.
All right, that's my rant, I guess.
All right, you guys. So, if you've listened to us a little bit before, we had this little small segment where Jared told us about his dining experience at Sizzler. He went back to Sizzler today, and we need a follow-up on this.
You're going to get you'll get a full breakdown.
There we go.
We decided, so we are moving into an apartment, so we needed furniture. And let me tell you, Joe.
I'm all ears.
I bought like a recliner.
Okay, like a lazy boy like an
electric one. It's leather.
Yeah,
it's got.
Fall asleep on it a couple times already.
No, it's coming soon.
Oh, okay.
So, but I sat down in it and I went, "Oh my god, this is wonderful."
Yeah, of course it's wonderful.
So my girlfriend bought a couch today. I don't give a shit about a sofa. I'll sit on it or whatever. I wanted a recliner for my first apartment out, right?
Yeah, good pick.
And I am psyched to fall asleep watching or playing some video games on this thing. But we decided, hey, let's go to Sizzler and celebrate, because that's what you do.
I don't know how this opening's related to Sizzler.
Let him build the story, man.
So we get there, and our waitress is there. She goes, "Oh, hey guys, I haven't seen you for a little
You
bit."
guys fucking regulars? Holy shit, man!
Yeah.
You know the waitress?
Well, yeah, we have just gotten this lady, and first she started out as like a Daria type,
Oh,
you know, and then
All right.
like we had her a few times, and she got super nice to the point where when I ordered a salad bar, she didn't charge salad bar.
Getting it in good.
Yeah, so we tipped her tonight, right? Even though she was behind the register. So I got the smokehouse burger, which is bacon, little fried onion rings, the little ones, the shoes, like the barely like.
Yep, it's all just fried stuff, basically.
Man, it was so, and then a salad bar. The move is you fill up on the salad bar first. And then you go to your entree or side or whatever. And then by the time you get to your entree or whatever, you are full. So then you have delicious entree for the next day at a fraction of the price. I don't know if that works out, but
is this like some sort of like life hack or something? You're telling us?
It's my hack that I've made myself feel better about.
I feel like it's most people do it the opposite ways. Like, why fill up on cheap shit? You know,
well, the salad bar is good
because he wants to take home the.
Yeah, I want to take home the entree. So, like, when I get a little, and I open the open the refrigerator and go, oh man, there's a burger here, or something.
Is this like the very next day sort of thing?
Oh, it could be in like 4 hours from now. Who knows? Maybe I was planning ahead. But like. You go to the taco station and there's like pulled pork, carnitas. There's taco shells. There's cornbread, Joe. And then on the way out, you can get a soft serve. Boom.
So, Sizzler, first of all, sponsor us, but you don't you don't have to sell it to me. First of all, I live in a shithole, okay, where there's nothing anyways. So you don't have to sell me on Sizzler. I'd go if there was a Sizzler.
I think I do because you typed in. I was like, guys, I'm going to Sizzler tonight. you fucking
dude. Again, I'll go. It's
LMAO not... Sizzler LMK if it's just as good. I know the fucking tone you were going for. What?
I'm just saying. The best fucking thing I have here is McDonald's. Okay, relax.
No. What else? Like, do you have any fast casual? Like,
okay, so Chili's? We don't have Chipotle. We don't have.
Do you have Chili's?
No. Nope.
You gotta have
no Chili's.
Okay, bro. What? I just told you the movie theater is 20 minutes away. That by itself should tell you.
What?
Like what? You know that there's only 5,000 people that live here, right?
You're telling me the best food you can get is the cafeteria food.
No, that's super trash. Actually, I just. To be fair, it's free, so I mean, it is what it is. But like, we have a McDonald's, we have a Wendy's, we have a Burger King.
Well, at least they got a Wendy's.
Hey, oh my God! Small rant about Burger King. I ordered a BK King Bacon, King Bacon or whatever.
Sure.
Neil, do you know how much it cost me
for the meal?
Is it a medium?
Meal. I want to say it's really stupid. I want to say it's like $12.
$10.50.
Joe, it cost me $13.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man.
And
inflation,
then,
buddy,
for the burger, fries, and the drink.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's bullshit.
But at the end, with tax, $15.
Yeah, we've discussed this. It's clear bullshit.
What?
I mean, we've discussed where fast food is just getting real dumb.
And I'm like, I'm a rube, and I pay for it because I'm
like. Here's the thing: were you on the drive-through or were you not?
Yeah. Oh yeah, drive-through.
That's the thing, right? I don't think I don't think I have the balls to be like, I'm good, bro.
No, of course not. Of course
I
not,
just-
because you're not a psychopath.
It's so
You know, what are
Like-
you gonna? Someone's gonna be behind you. You're gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Nah, I'm good." Then you're like, "See ya," or God forbid it stopped on you, and she just is looking at you, going, "Wait, you really didn't order anything?" And you're like, "Nope."
yeah, I don't know. It's just like because you're more than welcome to, right? Like they won't care. The
No,
person
yeah.
behind they will not give a shit. But it just in my brain, I just can't be like I'm good. I don't think I've ever done that or thought about that my entire life. But at some point, you're just gonna be like, because at least the prices are in front of you. At some point, you're gonna be like, man, I just spent $25 at fucking Taco Bell. Like what?
Or
the
shit, I don't have my card.
I guess that's a legit reason, right? Or actually that could be
That's
the lie.
that's the move you gotta
That's
do.
the lie.
You poke around, you're like, damn, I don't have my card. Oh, well, we take Apple Pay. Damn, I haven't set that up yet.
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
let me circle back and get it.
And then your
Oh,
Apple
yeah.
Pay pops up. You spent.
Yeah, and honestly, they're not going to care. You know that they make the food; they don't make the food fresh or anything, so it's not a big deal.
Whoa, how dare you?
Whoa, yeah, man, insulting these guys when they've been
But
advertising to us that
the
it's
next
fresh.
time-
I saw a drive-through Panda Express the other day, and it blew my mind. What is that even like?
What? There's
Yeah.
they're all drive-through. Is this really the first time?
No,
Not
They're
Panda
not all-
Express. I've never seen a drive-through
Dude,
Panda Express.
The Panda Express in Kentucky and since in Ohio are all drive-throughs.
there's one in the whole state. When people from Kentucky like to have authentic Chinese food, they go to fucking
Yeah, Panda Express, baby.
place with a drive-through.
It's all drive-through, bro. It's literally the same. You go
Oh,
there and order, bro.
Oh, dang you, Caroline, you graduated. Let's go to the Chinese restaurant. Okay, Daddy.
Hey,
Oh, look, they got that drive-through.
it works great for the record. For the record, it works
Oh no,
great.
I don't doubt that it works great because they wouldn't do it if it didn't. But like,
But dude, I fucking hate Panda Express for one reason only is that they don't give you enough food compared to those like mom and pop tiny spots.
oh yeah,
Oh, no.
They're just
absolutely.
they
It's very
skip the
white.
Shit. I mean, come on, man. Like, what are the margins here that you're
Yeah.
really trying to? Come on,
Well, because
bro.
especially at those places, you say order to go, even if you're staying there, because they will just pile it on.
Yeah, don't ever order the plate, man. Like a
No,
regular
no.
plate, no, you got to get it to go.
No, you get this
Yeah.
to go.
Especially
But,
when you compare it to a place like we have where Jared and I live. There's the walk experience. I
Yeah,
don't know
walk
what
experience,
they're doing.
dog.
I'm all like, I like a 2-item. I'm all like, this is more like for you guys. Like you gave me 2 meals for the rest of the week, so thank you for that.
But look, God bless those people. God bless them. Love that shit.
Yeah, they're not.
And then especially
Unfortunately,
if you're
don't.
not like, you should always be nice to them. But like, if you get to know them, they'll just, oh man,
They'll hook you up.
Mhm.
they will.
God. Okay. Well, next time I'm coming to California, I'll go to fucking
Yeah.
Sizzler.
Yeah.
Sizzler.
We'll
If
record
you
a
don't think-
podcast there.
You don't think we're not recording a live show after the Sizzler?
They're
Or
gonna be
just-
like, your waitress is gonna be like, so hey, you brought some
Yeah.
friends with you. Yeah, they're gonna be like, why do they have a mic coming out and a laptop?
You'd be like, what are you guys doing? I'm gonna
What's
be
with
like,
the
well,
cameras?
What's with the cameras?
Sizzler, please sponsor us, please.
Yeah, please, Sizzler. All right, you guys. So let's talk about the movies we've watched this past week. I'll kind of start. I did after watching Pinocchio. I went on a kind of like an animation movie kick to kind of round things out. I saw The Bad Guys, which was made by DreamWorks, I believe. I don't remember. That was actually a pretty good movie. Sam Rockwell, it's basically these animals that are bad guys that are trying to trick themselves to be good guys, but end up being good guys. Family movie, well worth your time. Joe would probably enjoy it more than Lightyear because we know how he feels about Lightyear. I would definitely recommend that. I also saw Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. Look, let me tell you something. The title of this movie is stupid. It is stupid.
oh, what the fuck?
But it is supposed to be a loose animated remake
No.
of Blazing Saddles because
What?
they credited the people that wrote Blazing Saddles in that movie. And Mel
That's
Brooks
very-
makes an appearance in there.
That's very strange.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was fine. some of the jokes. Now, what I can tell is because I was reading history on this movie that it's been like in post production hell. So there's jokes in there because they probably filmed it in like 2016, 17, and they released in 2022. So some of those jokes, I'm all like, "Wait, do we still make those jokes?" And then when I read about it, I'm like, oh, this makes sense. But I guess they've been trying to make this movie over the past like 10 years. That's why Michael Cera's the lead because you know, like Michael Cera in 2022, I'm like, the fuck? But Michael Cera in 2015, 16, I'm like, okay, people still kind of know who he is. Whatever. So, um, and then in theaters, I saw The Woman King, stars Viola Davis, Lashana Lynch. It's really good. It's one of my favorite movies so far this year. It's not the best movie I've seen this year, but it is one of my favorite. It's one of those movies where I saw the trailer and I was like, I was like, whatever. And then, but I'll watch anything that Viola Davis is in. And I watched the movie and I was shocked at how the action set pieces were really good, but it's just the story and the care. Even though there's a couple subplots there that almost kind of messed up the movie for me because I'm like, this is very too coincidental. But that being said, I think it's one of my favorite movies so far this year, just because the celebration. We talk about representation, things like that. I've read that this movie wasn't even greenlit until they saw how successful Black Panther was. So this movie owes a lot of the success Black Panther did, and then rightfully so got it made. So if you guys have a chance to go see it in theater, I'd recommend it. It's a great movie. All right. Joe, what have you watched this past week?
I have been watching movies, but I'm watching shows. I'm a big fan of Community. I watched it when it was first airing. Turns out I never really watched season 6, so I've been sort of going through that little by little. It's fine. It kind of did the same thing that it always did.
It
but
was, it was just fine.
yeah, I mean, some jokes kind of went a little bit too long, and some bits went a little bit too long too. But
Is that the one that was on Yahoo?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm watching it on like Hulu right now, so I don't even know what it was on. Honestly, but I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't know how it ends because I'm on like 8 episodes in or something like that, and I'm really hoping that give it at least a decent closure.
Well, I heard they're going to do the movie.
6 seasons of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, good. I mean, I would say do it if you can do it well. I think for a lot of these things, just don't do it because it's a meme. That's just kind of like the dumb way to do it. I think just because you get internet hype.
Well, they started that meme.
I mean, they started their own meme and it kind of picked up. But again, I personally would be very wary on quote unquote internet hype, just because sometimes internet hype is just exactly that hype. So I don't know. Again, for those who are a big fan of Community, I think I'm on the boat where I think Community is more of a niche-ish cult following rather than it being a sort of a big thing. Just because it's the premise is interesting, but it's written really well. I think I sort of lost interest when Childish left, just because I think Troy did such a good job of being part of that. I think that I think he was the strongest actor of the bunch, just in terms of watchability. And then people hate on Chevy Chase, but you need someone to be a punching bag. He was a really good punching bag, I think, at the time as well.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit, but again, in the context of the show, he was a good punching bag.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. After they left and they just filled people in, it was like, it's all right. So I think I'm just gonna watch it. I'd recommend people to watch it if you have Hulu. Just check it out. It's just a cool, funny thing to watch. And I've been watching Rick and Morty. The season 6 came out. I think there are 2-3 episodes in now. So far, so good. I'm happy to report that it's not necessarily lost its luster. I think the writing and direction is still doing pretty good. Whereas for a lot of animated shows that are, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, 12 seasons in, you always have that issue. So enjoy it while it lasts, folks. But yeah, those are the 2 things I've watched that kind of just kind of filled my time.
Cool. What about you, Jared?
Jared, what about you, bud?
I kind of broke down and I finally started watching House of the Dragon.
You've been avoiding it intentionally?
Yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't interested in another Game of Thrones property. Watched the first episode. I was like, oh, okay. And then the second episode came on. And that fucking theme song started playing. I go, you know what? I'm in. And like I don't know why. I don't know why it did that, but it just like it was fucking rad. Like the show is like people are saying it's slow, it's boring, whatever. You know. I think it's really, really good, and it's kind of like quenching that Thrones thirst I had. I didn't know I was missing. Um, I also watched since the last recording. I watched No Country for Old Men for some reason because I saw a Reddit thread about it, and I was like, "Oh, that movie exists. Let's watch it." And it still holds the fuck up. It is very good. Um, like, and I just can't believe how badass Javier Bardem is, or not badass, but terrifying Javier
Yeah.
Bardem is with that haircut.
God, that's such a bad haircut. It just
It's-
makes it just builds
Yeah.
the character even
Did you
more.
guys hear like the reasoning behind it? It was like you want someone that's like a mix of like not scary but hella scary or something.
Yeah.
Like, some ridiculous.
It's super crazy, and like I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah,
It is. It's Javier Bardem's best role, is it not?
Oh yeah. Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. I think I don't know. I really appreciate the movie. Josh Brolin. I think that's Josh Brolin's probably best movie. And I had no problem with the way it ended. People really don't like that ending, but I really, really did. Because because the movie was never about the money or Josh Brolin. It was about kind of what was happening during the time, you know, and like kind of that shift into a more brutal landscape. And the lawmen like Tommy Lee Jones couldn't handle it, you know. God, they're so good.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that Woody Harrelson was in that movie.
It's such like a Dion Waiters, like a super effective but not a lot of minutes role, you know.
Yeah.
Big fan, huge fan ever since it came out. I watched it maybe 2-3 times total, which is pretty rare for me, to be honest.
Yeah,
Which is good.
It's quite I don't know why other than like it was the same awards year, but There Will Be Blood and that movie are always really like talked about with each other.
Did they come out sort of at the same time?
They did.
You're right. So they were both very, very good. It gives me the feel of like what are those two magic movies that came out near the same time? Like the Prestige
and the Illusionist.
Yeah, like but those had kind of an opposite effect. One like
Yeah, right?
it's like fucked with each other's like viewing. And they were
Yeah.
both if they came out separately at different times, they've both been fantastic.
But
I
then
think
they
it
came
just-
out together. People
they just
compared the
sucked
two.
each
And it's
other's-
like, come on, man.
Oh god, it's terrible. Oh man. Hey, I'm sorry to give you a really weird tangent here, but have you guys heard of the period song?
Oh,
What?
Here,
what?
hold on.
I
can I-
yeah.
No, can I get the live reaction of this?
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see here. You guys, I'm not going to edit this out. Because
This is real. Okay, I'm gonna stay real quiet.
All right. Let's click on this. Brit Barbie, huh? Oh.
That's it? That's all she says? Hey.
I hate this so much.
Oh, okay.
If I fast forward this, will it still be the same?
That
It goes on for a solid 2 minutes.
Yeah, it says a minute 50. This is crazy.
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay, sorry.
But
All right.
somehow it's going to be my head all
All right,
night.
listeners, if you want to go on
No.
TikTok. I guess this woman's name is Brit Barbie 3. Period. Period. You guys want to listen to this?
It's such dumb shit that comes through. All right. Anyway, sorry.
Shit.
What is your FYP like, Joe?
It must have been. It's absolutely fucking insane.
Your
Off the
algorithm is
walls,
so off.
everywhere, just everywhere. I mean, look, I want to say Bad Barbie. For those of you guys don't know, like she's raking it in, and I think it's a bad, what's the word, role model for young women.
Why?
Just because I think that in order to get that kind of level, she's the first to do this kind of bullshit, and she got away with it, right? If anyone else does it, they're gonna fall straight on their face, and I don't think they should waste their time on it. And I think if anything, she hit the lottery with it. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Anyways, it's back to reality, I guess. Back on track, guys.
All right, so we'll go back to reality and we'll talk about the movie of the week. Disney Plus had their Disney Day, which I still don't get. Like, what? Can someone explain to me what Disney Day was?
Dude, I have people I know absolutely hate on it because I feel like they're trying to advertise something that they're not really advertising anything for.
Yeah.
It's like, oh hey, this is the day where we have a regular release of X, Y, and Z. And it's Disney's Day. I don't know if they're trying to emulate Amazon Day or Black Friday or whatever it is.
So is Disney Day replacing D23? Is that where it is? Where
Honestly,
they're like just releasing stuff?
I don't know. I think the whole thing is stupid, honestly.
In either case, Pinocchio, the live action movie, which they've taken time since like, I don't know, the mid 2010s to try to do, is directed by Robert Zemeckis, who, you know, has done great movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Oh, and
Back to the Future,
no,
Tom Hanks, or
no,
Forrest Gump.
The what was it? Welcome to Malwell.
What else
the
did
one with
he
Steve
do?
Carell.
Oh,
Fuck. Did he do Walter Mitty?
no,
No,
he didn't
that
do
was not.
Ben Stiller did do.
Ben Stiller was Walter
did.
Mitty.
He did do the
Yeah,
wall.
Welcome
walk.
to Marwin.
Welcome to Marwin.
Such
That's what it
bangers.
is.
And
Yeah.
how much of a bummer that fucking movie it turned out to be. Joe, you know about that movie, right?
I do. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So, look, when for people that know or you've seen that they are been remaking these Disney classics in the 90s, and they're doing live action reboots or rebrandings of the movie. So, hearing that Robert Zemeckis has Tom Hanks, Alan Silvestri is doing the score, you would think this movie would be decent. I will be the first to tell you, if you look at my letterbox list, I always have these movies ranked in 2000, in the year that came out. This is by far the worst movie I've seen so far this year.
Easily.
I hate to say that. I hate to say that.
What,
Johnny,
why do you hate to say it?
It hurts because you know what? Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis were batting 2 out of 3. Now they're just batting 500, right? Because I mean, come on. They got Forrest Gump. They had Castaway.
Okay.
I don't think they hit. They probably hit a single with Polar Express. You know, it's a little
fine.
There. Yeah,
I don't even count that. I don't.
This was him taking 3 swings at balls that were out of the strike zone. And I'll let you guys go into it. I'll just tell you some of the things that I enjoyed about this movie. It started. It ended. I thought the score was fine. I'll tell you what my biggest problem with this movie is that in the other, when you read about Pinocchio or you even watch the 1940s movies, which is, I don't hold it as high regard as a lot of people do. But the thing that they got right is that Pinocchio revels in doing bad shit.
Yeah,
he learns it, right? He learns. This movie, it's like he already has a conscience. I'm like, what the fuck's happening here? The idea is for you to grow to become a boy, right? That's a whole gist of it. And they just robbed it away. And that to me is where the biggest problem with this movie is that it visually, to me, I think for the most part, visually looks great. I think Robert Zemeckis does these things fine. I just there's just no heart in this movie, man. Like it's just as soulless as maybe it's just me, but it seems very soulless to me, and that's where the biggest problem is. On top of taking the agency of what Pinocchio is supposed to experience. He is supposed, when he goes to Pleasure Island, he is supposed to like that shit that's there because he is tempted by it. But on the onset, he's just like, I don't think so. I shouldn't be doing this stuff. That doesn't. I don't know how that relates to this. Like the idea is that if you're showing this to kids and they're supposed to relate to it, right? They'll be like, oh, these are things that you shouldn't do in excess, or maybe these are bad, right? He wouldn't even drink root beer. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so. But Jared, tell me what you think of this movie.
I couldn't get past Tom Hanks in the fucking accent.
What? And then his new song that he sang a little bit in the beginning of the movie as well.
Yeah, I just like everything you said, Johnny. I couldn't handle it. This was easily the worst movie I saw this year. It made me. I got irritated at the time I wasted. I don't have a lot of time these days watching this movie, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the worst. And like you said, like the conscience aspect, like the whole thing is Jiminy Cricket is supposed to be kind of his conscience, and then he learns, like am I crazy in that?
No, I think that to me is where it like the idea of the character of Jiminy is to help him, right?
Yeah,
and to me, this is the one part that kind of robs it, right? Is that in the, at least because what, I shouldn't try to compare it to the original, but that's what they're trying to do. It's beat for the most part. They just tweak things here and there. The one thing that I really hated was that since he didn't take revel in the stuff at Pleasure Island, right?
But he was never like, oh yeah, Pleasure Island. It was always like, oh cool, this is fun.
But there was this scene where, at least in the original, where he's all like, this is my best friend, and Jiminy's all like ready to beat this kid up, right? Yeah. You don't get that because there's no conflict between the two, and when there's no conflict, what do you have in this movie? So Joe, tell me your thoughts. Am I being too harsh on this movie, or am I right where I'm at of how I think about this?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched the Pinocchio animated. I have.
Dude, it was in my head the whole time I was talking.
Okay, hold on. Ooh, okay.
Don't give this woman any more views, you guys. I'm just kidding.
Anyways,
if you want to know the joke, go through it, but I wouldn't.
I forgot the whole story of Pinocchio because I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a shit about some of these old stories.
I don't give a shit about this boomer ass bullshit.
It's like stuff like because Pinocchio is like a real old story from some Italian dude, right?
Yes.
And stuff like that. So
Italian dude, you are correct. What gave that away? Was it because the name Pinocchio?
No, like I don't. The story, just the story.
Yeah. Some old Italian.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see what the problem is here. Look, the point.
Hold on.
Listen, you need to fucking relax. All right, hold on. Okay. All right. So you listen to more of that song, and then we'll talk later. Okay. So I don't remember at all. All I remember from the story was that yes, Geppetto made the doll, and then the doll came to life, and then there's the whole thing about the nose lying and all that kind of stuff. It becomes Real Boy. That's the big plot points is what I remember. Yeah, this movie was absolute dog shit. I really can't I think the big problem for me was that one, it was incredibly boring, and then I also watched it with fresh eyes in the sense that I have not seen. I didn't really know the story, so I'm like, this. If someone who didn't know the story of Pinocchio at all watched this, it's an absolute fucking shit show in terms of what's happening. Like he comes to life, which is it is what it is, and he starts going to school, and then he fucking ends up in part of a play, and then he fucking ends up in an island, and he gets swallowed by a whale. I'm like, what the fuck is this story? All over the place, and
Well,
yeah,
Joe, if you like to
it's
know,
yeah. What?
The Adventures of Pinocchio, Le Avventure di Pinocchio, Pinocchio. Okay, or hold on, this is
I don't know if
this
you're
is how
doing
you
any
say it.
favors here, Chief.
Le Avventure di Pinocchio, Coj, or whatever. I don't know. Commonly shortened to Pinocchio, is a children's fantasy novel by Italian author Carlo Collodi, written in Brescia. So you were right. It was an old Italian man who died
Clearly.
at the ripe age of 63 in 1890.
So, anyways, hey, hold on. I didn't interrupt your fucking review of this movie, this dog shit movie. Relax.
Awful.
Uh,
It
yeah.
was awful.
So again, so okay. I'm going to parrot everything you guys are saying, and yes, I agree with all of that. And I think that aside from being super boring, I think the entire story concept is sort of all over the place. That being said, there's two things I want to say about this. One, the Del Toro movie that's coming out for Pinocchio. I'm wondering if that's going to be a lot better.
Oh, it looks 100 times infinitely more better.
But again, I hope that because I mean, you're still following the basic story format, right? He's
gonna follow the stories that it's adapted to, but he can't follow Disney's version of it. So that's why there's going to be different tweaks
anyways.
Yeah.
The second thing I have to for these live action stuff is that Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks. It is what it is. But what I don't get is why do they have to have famous actors be voice actors, right? Because I would have to assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that there are career voice actors that are infinitely better.
Yep.
Are these, like, for example,
Yeah,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket? Why spend the money to bring JGL in?
I'm assuming they thought that, like, oh, cool, JGL. Like, there are people that
So
really
it's
like
clearly
it.
a marketing thing.
Oh yeah,
right?
of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so
I mean, all these movies now, but at least in animation, they get bigger name actors to do this stuff.
That's fair. I mean, one or two is fine, but you don't have to have a whole fucking cast. Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know.
Man.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I mean, especially when you have Tom Hanks in the movie, like not as a voice actor, but actually as Geppetto. I just don't think that you need to have voice actors that are really famous actors. Right?
Telling me you didn't want Keegan-Michael Kay in this movie?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why
okay? Here's something maybe a little meta. Isn't it hard to talk about a bad movie? Like a boring.
I don't know. There's nothing to talk about.
I mean, like Joe said, it's boring. There's like, and it's a known story, and it's very hard to talk about a boring ass story that everybody knows.
I think this movie is on the. So a movie that's mediocre is hard to talk about. I think those are the hard movies to talk about. I think this movie is just bad, which I revel in the space of like. I read those names, actors, because it sets itself up to be what the hell went wrong, and we pinpoint why we think it went wrong. It's just that it bugs me to death that I really thought the worst live action Disney movie that they've remade was Lion King. They made Lion King look like the animated version of Lion King. Like that's how bad there's a gap. There's a really big gap between Lion King and then Pinocchio in terms of these live action reboots.
Here's a question. Is the story of Pinocchio bad?
No.
I think it's a good story.
It's a children's Fable.
okay,
I think
Let
you
me
can learn
rephrase.
stuff about that.
Let me rephrase, because I know that there's a whole moral quandary of, he gotta be a good kid and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah,
is it a good story for it to be made into a movie?
yeah.
You think
Yeah.
so?
That's why I'm more excited for
Sure.
Guillermo del Toro's version that's coming out on Netflix in December.
Also, it's interesting that we talk about that because now it's two movies that are parodying each other again, and I think that
and I need that movie to wipe out whatever I saw with this
so
movie.
I'm hoping that this movie, being as shitty as it is, doesn't fear people away from watching the Del Toro movie or confuse them at all. But yeah, it was awful. It was just the worst. Ugh, Britta's the worst. They Britted this one for sure.
They did Brita this one.
Oh my god.
All right, you guys. So, to knowing that we watched a pretty bad movie, which, like I said, it's with the movies coming out rest of the year that I will watch. It'll be hard to contend that there's a worse movie outside of this one. But I'm hoping I don't see it. That being said, we're gonna do like we did last week. We're gonna do a fantasy draft, but we're gonna draft our 5 Disney characters. They have to be in a Disney movie, non-Pixar, because I'm not putting Pixar into this.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Okay, and how we're gonna determine this is just like fantasy football. I want to know. You guys play in fantasy football league, so do I.
Big
You guys
time.
play in half PPR league.
Half PPR for me.
All right.
We're not
Tell me how
insane.
many points you guys score last week.
148.
Holy shit!
I scored 140.
Cool.
I also
so
dominated. I won by
Joe
55
will go first.
points.
Actually, wait. How much did I score last week? Oh, I scored 162.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely crushed it.
I thought I scored less.
Dude,
okay. You're gonna go by
You have
points.
2 dude. You have 2. This dude has 3 tacos in his league right now. It
I
is
don't know
infuriating.
their tacos, man.
Dude, they drafted quarterbacks round 1. 2 of them at least. It's the
Look.
dumbest thing I've seen.
They were going for a different strategy.
Not at half PPR. It's called the losing strategy. Okay, you lose to auto draft that way. All right, just go ahead. You go first. It's fine.
And Kelsey went before that.
That's the worst ever. I mean, why
All right.
draft a tight end? It's just so stupid.
All right. So if I'm gonna think of it like, I'm not saying they're playing basketball, but I'm gonna construct it like a basketball team, more
Sure.
or less. I need a captain. I'm gonna take my favorite character of all time. He's in movies like The Three Musketeers and Fantasia. I'm gonna take Donald Duck.
What?
Donald Duck would be.
Fuck.
Donald Duck
number
is a
one thing.
fucking asshole.
I love Donald. Sometimes you need assholes on the team, man. I don't
Oh,
know what to tell
man.
you.
Okay, all right.
Kobe was an asshole, but he was a caring asshole.
All right.
Come on.
Joe, keep control of this list.
All right, hold on. Johnny picked Donald the Duck. The
Donald
worst,
the Duck.
worst draft of all time.
Donald the Duck!
All right. Am I next?
Yes.
I'm going to take Genie from Aladdin. Because
Not shocked.
fucking Robin Williams. I mean, come on. I mean, he can carry the whole thing. It's comedy, funny, and everything.
All right, Jared. End round 1. What is it that we got?
Dog, it's all about Goofy, right? Like Goofy's great because
The dad, right?
Yes.
yeah.
The dad.
Because
The
you know
father.
he's in all the infomer because we're saying that's the same Goofy, right?
In the
dad.
Goofy movie, yes.
Yeah, in the Goofy movie, but
yeah.
he did all like the infomercials.
Yeah.
Like, come on, he's hilarious and he's a good dad.
Yep.
And that pizza looks very good in that movie.
All right. So we'll go to round 2. We'll wrap it around. Go ahead, Jared. What's the next pick?
Next pick. Oh man, this one was tough.
A lot of thinking.
There is a lot of thinking. In my head, I was like, God. It came down to between two guys, not exactly the same species. I was like, damn, who's like your shooting guard? Like, do you want Simba or do you want Aladdin? and I chose Aladdin because he was not born into royalty. He was just an average fucking street rat who married up.
With
Aladdin number two.
fucking genie. I mean, come on, bro.
Okay. All right, Joe. You're next.
I'm gonna take Mushu because clearly he's what kept the movie alive. Honestly, just take
Wow.
that shit out, it just becomes garbage. So,
Wow.
dude, just straight trash. Come at me, China.
Please
Just
don't.
come at me, bro.
Wow.
All right. I guess I need some godlike brute strength. I'm gonna take Hercules.
Okay,
This man,
he's a hero for show.
he went from zero to hero, just like
God, I can't believe you fucking stole that one from me.
that. All right, round 3. We'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it around. Let me see here. Who? I need. Even though Donald Duck's an asshole, I kind of need someone that can be like the Patrick Beverly of the teams, right? To be
Yeah.
Yeah.
to mess people up, right? So, God, I'm gonna take this guy. I give me Gaston. I'm gonna take this dude.
Whoa.
It's so weird. All right, I'm just gonna take Mickey Mouse. Just straight up do the take the mouse. I win.
Uh-huh. For me, it's the best princess there is, and that's Belle.
Okay.
Because she reads. She is a
Clearly from the songs. I tell you. Gotta make sure.
She is a learned woman. And she's just the best. And you guys can't take that away from me.
Okay.
My final one would be Baloo the bear, because Baloo the bear knows how to have a good time.
We're on 4th one right now.
Oh, I thought.
5?
Well, I thought I doubled up, right? Oh, is
We're
that
in
4?
round 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
You did.
okay,
You
then
did Goofy, Aladdin, Belle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, then Baloo the bear.
Okay.
Oh, Baloo.
I'm gonna go a little bit newer. I think. Okay, let me know if this counts. I'm gonna take Remy from.
He's Pixar, bruh.
See, it's Pixar Disney though. Like, how's that work? What's the rule there?
It's a Pixar movie.
Even though Disney pushed that
It's
through.
under. It's a Disney umbrella.
All right, then in that
it's
case,
a Pixar studio.
I'm gonna take. I think I'm taking.
I would have taken Mr. Incredible. I would take Mrs. Incredible.
I think I'm taking a bunch of goofy dudes. I'm gonna take Timon from Lion King because I like that dude. He's a cool dude.
You got Timon.
I got Timon, baby.
Well, then I need to weaken your team, so I'm going to take Pumbaa.
Pumbaa's clearly the worst one of the two, so don't trip. I'm all good.
I don't know, man. So as you can tell, I'm building a team of brute strength.
I'm good. I got the mouse. I pay all your salaries.
Good. All right, round 5, last round. You know what? Let's continue. Let's continue with the strong, the brute. I'm gonna take Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph.
Wait, so that's purely Disney?
Yep, that is a Disney movie.
Damn, was it really?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. Holy shit. Okay. Let's see. I guess I kind of wanted to take a bad guy, so I think I'm just gonna for this last one. I'm gonna go with Scar. I think that was like a really good bad guy from Lion King.
Gonna have some good musicals with you and Mickey there.
There you go. I mean, we got all the money in the world. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna Johnny. Joe. That's a really good point. I need kind of a villain. And really, there's only 2 villains that I rank among some of the best in Disney, and that's Cruella de Vil and Ursula, and that's really hard for me to choose. That
I think
probably
it's an
could.
easy choice.
I think that could probably be its own draft. Disney villains.
Oh,
But I'm gonna have to go with my lady Ursula on that one.
oh.
On that topic, how do you feel about Maleficent,
I think she's fine. I think she's a little overrated.
but not as evil as a dog killer?
No, not at all. Like
Okay.
she literally wants to skin
Mm-hmm.
101 puppies for her coat.
Okay,
or
then
her
who's
vest.
worse, her or Mr. Burns?
Mr. Burns.
They're
Mr. Burns blocked out the sun.
yeah, dude.
Like,
Well, I mean, he had the whole "see my vest" bit, which I was a big fan of.
also, yeah, I mean, yeah, incredible.
Well,
But,
he just saw what Cruella did and just made it more efficient,
Oh.
basically.
I like how efficient is the word. Oh god,
Yeah.
good draft though. Good draft.
Yes. We're gonna put it on Twitter, you guys. You guys can vote, and we can take a look at that.
Love
Joe,
it. Yeah.
Where can the viewers find us, or the listeners?
You can
sorry.
always find us at Film Lovers GTTG. Let us know what you think about our draft, which was apparently the more interesting part of the conversation. You can choose to watch Pinocchio if you want. I guess because if you have someone else's Disney Plus you're not paying for, you can do that. At Film Lovers GTTG. And my final comment on that is that it's still better than Gunpowder Milkshake. At Film
God, that was
Lovers
terrible.
Oh, no, you guys.
GTTG.
You guys are crazy. I will watch Gunpowder Milkshake over Pinocchio
So
anytime. Any time of the day. I will watch that movie over this one I just watched. Crazy.
All right, go ahead. All right,
Jared.
Jared, what's up?
You can find me at jluthy, JLUTHY on Twitter. I've been talking a lot about the pro wrestling, and it's been great.
Alrighty, guys. You can find me on Twitter, on Letterboxd, JNO11. That's JNGO11. Next week, we're actually going to talk about a movie that is coming out in theaters. Don't Worry, Darling. Directed by Olivia Wilde, starring Florence Pugh. We're going to talk about the movie, how we felt, and all the brouhaha that is happening around that movie leading up to it. So come back, join us next week. Until then, period.
That shit.
Period.